Hello, all. Welcome to the very first episode of the Wizard Factory Live. First, let's check to make sure everyone can hear me. Let me check the comments real quick. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you can hear me yet. Here, and I'm just going to say right now, this is my first time ever doing this, so please bear with me. Let's switch over to... Okay, there's some chat right there. Literally first time testing all of this stuff out, so good to see that it's working. Hello, Casey. Hello, Zeralath. Good to see you guys. Natural Freedom League. Awesome. Dustin Ocampo. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Very excited about this stream. And so we got some good stuff to cover today. Brian, how you feeling today, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Can everybody hear Brian? All right. Let us know in the comments. And please, guys, please feel free to share this. This is a historic moment for the Wizard Factory here. All right. Will, what's up, man? Nate? Brian, do you want to get us started while I'm trying to share some of these socials here?
Sure. Yeah. So obviously, we've been, had a bit of a break for various reasons, which, we'll get into here in a little bit. But in general, kind of, we were really wanting to kind of restructure the way we were being able to present content, not only so it's like a better flow for us, but also for you guys. So there's more ability to be able to interact in a live setting, just like we're doing right now, and get a lot more feedback. That way, it can be more beneficial for everybody involved. So Logan's been working really hard on getting a lot of that set up, and yeah, I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And first, I think it would be good to acknowledge maybe some of the new viewers, people who maybe don't know who we are. Um, we are the Wizard Factory, a multifaceted self-empowerment platform created by myself and Brian here. And essentially, our primary purpose is to share with others the vital knowledge and actionable solutions essential for catalyzing the holistic evolution of the individual, so as to create a collective state of elevated consciousness, freedom, and prosperity for all. We're here to remember the human tribe, remember the human tribe, and to empower, inspire, and encourage those on the path of the spiritual warrior. So we approach a method of synthesizing sacred ancestral knowledge and modern epistemology, built on the timeless foundational principles of harmonic autonomy, morality, and cosmic law, universal law, spanning the topics of spirituality, healing, science, psychology, ancient traditions, occult teachings, and spiritual warfare. I mean, let's be real. That's what we're up against right now, and it's good to be honest about that and be real about that. So, essentially, as to up to now, the majority of our knowledge is been freely shared in our weekly video podcast. Well, it hasn't been so weekly lately, but and that's part of some of what we're going to talk about today. But do you have anything to add so far, Brian?
No, no, go ahead and get into it.
Cool. Um, Let's see. They're saying there might be a bit of feedback on your end, Brian. Do you have your speakers turned up? Maybe just turn them down just
Maybe.
a bit.
Let me turn that down. Hold on 1 second. Let me try something real quick.
So yeah, essentially we've been doing the podcast, and for those who want to dive deeper, and work with us personally, we also offer personal consultation services, and we have some video courses as well. We've also been featured on we're featured content creators on the One Great Network, founded by Mark Passio. I know most of our viewers are already familiar with him as well. Those who aren't, definitely check that out as well. And we're just very committed to helping all kinds of people grow their personal freedom and their relationship with themselves and the world, step into their personal power and their sovereignty, and raise their consciousness level to align with the cosmic laws and kind of aggregate harmony here on planet Earth. So, and we're just getting started, so we're very excited to kind of go over the roadmap first with kind of what we've been through and what's been going on with us more recently, and then what the next stages are for the Wizard Factory. What do you got, Brian? Go ahead and continue.
Oh, I mean, really, just let's see. Over the last year, I've been going through. I moved back out to some land that I've been, working on buying for like the last 5 years or so now, and just kind of getting a farm up and going, kind of getting my family merged with my partner and everything, and us moving in, getting our kids kind of settled in into that situation. There's been a lot, and then I've also been just doing a lot of research, over the last year, diving more and more into Vedic astrology, just seeing that really as my calling and where I want to put a lot of my focus and attention. So I've, between that and remodeling a home and getting a home set up and going again, I've just been extremely busy with all those different things, but I'm excited to start creating a lot more content on here and get into it.
Right. So, and then so as for myself, um, this past year has been pretty intense, both positively and negatively. There's been a lot going on, um, personally, with my home situation, my relationship. A lot of challenges there, a lot of growth as well, and staying the course as far as that goes. Uh, Trying to work on this first of all, this show, and kind of planning out the future of the Wizard Factory, as well as just really staying tapped in with what's happening in the cryptocurrency space. Um, we'll be touching on that here and there more, on these shows. I think it'll be a good thing to just have that holistic view on what's happening in the world at large, but a topic for another day for sure. But essentially, that's been it. Um, and to be frank, the format that we were approaching with before with the podcast, it essentially led to burnout, at least for myself, and I, doing the most of the editing and all of that as well. It just was an unsustainable model, so we kind of went back to the drawing board, and this is what we came up with for our way to try to stay on top of putting stuff out and connecting with you guys. We want to build, more of a community around these shared principles and this direction that we want to see humanity go. And so I kind of lost my train of thought there a little bit. I'm a little nervous about this. On top of being my first live show, just not having been doing content for so long, like even being in front of the camera is just kind of more foreign at the moment. So appreciate you guys just bearing with us. I know this show's a little shaky so far, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how we're doing so far. So moving forward, and everything coming through clear. Let us know if you're liking the content so far in the comments. Please light us up, because the more you engage with this, the more the big centralized platforms are going to bless us with their godlike sprinkles of magic dust, and show our content to more people. So if you want to show our content to more people, please like and comment, and that would help us out. So let's see, where are we here? Okay, so our journey thus far, as we've said, primarily we've been doing the video podcast. We have 86 episodes out. So I mean, that's pretty substantial amount of content. They're on average, give or take around an hour. Some of them quite a bit longer than that. So do start there if you're a new viewer. That's where we've really laid out kind of our foundational concepts and everything that we're operating from. And you can find that on YouTube, Odyssey, Spotify, and iTunes. And then, as well as some digital courses. Brian, would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we definitely have our free, some free videos we've done on basic things like, casting the circle and some other useful breathwork practices. That's available in our free initiation package, that if you just go to our website, thewizardfactory.com, you just enter your email there, and then it will send you a free downloadable link for that series. Then we also have some more advanced courses like our and the runes themselves first and foremost, and then how to actually apply those with the concept of the 9 worlds to be able to produce a science that can be used for gaining deeper insight into your own life, or those of others around you. I also have what I've called Learning the Foundations Vedic Astrology course available as well, where my goal with that was to really come up with a course that could take anyone, whether they had never had any experience with astrology at all, or they'd been a seasoned astrologer, and take them from just the very basis of things and go all the way up, to being able to put together a chart in a holistic way and to look at it in a new way. Even those that may have been practicing astrology for a while, many times when we get into something, we may learn something and be working off of an idea or a belief, but that thing's actually incorrect. So we have to go back and unlearn things. And that's why I focused on the foundations and the basics in this course. Because when you understand the basics of it, and you understand astrology as a science to observe cosmic law and work with it, you see it in a whole different way. So if that's something that interests you, that's also available on our website, and I encourage everybody to check it out.
Go ahead. Can you hear me, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I was done.
I know there's more talking points. Just we have.
You want me to do the next ones? Okay, that's fine. I thought you were just wanting me to talk about the courses. No, that's fine. But no, in short, this will be like our new regular video show that we'll do every week, every Thursday, to come out, and we'll start with a general topic of discussion that we can get into, followed up by a brief Q&A. So just a very simple format. That's kind of what we're going for. It's simple and easy. If there's any ideas from the audience on content that you guys would like to, hear, things you would like us to cover more in depth, subjects, things like that, go ahead and let us know in the comments.
Right. So let's see. We're gonna kind of touch on the overview of the new show that we have kind of laid out. So essentially, we're still going to have the topical discussion format where we're kind of picking things and covering them similar to the podcast. Um, we'll still be having guests on sometimes, and generally wanting to keep it to be, kind of a very casual, conversational style format. Very laid back and just talking about things, uh, like good friends, right? Because that's what we're about, building the tribe. So we will sometimes maybe cover some news segments, talking about things happening out there in society, if you will, and maybe that is kind of like a tiny version of our macroscope segments, which we will be featuring in our Patreon group, which we'll be talking about in just a second, and then followed by some brief Q&A. So essentially, we always want to be engaging with the viewers and riffing off of you guys or answering questions or anything like that. So, that said, be thinking about any questions you want to ask us in that segment here in a few minutes, whether it's about us, the platform, anything we've covered or anything like that, or whether it's just a general question. So if you're just wanting to get our thoughts on something like that, be thinking about that now. And again, like Brian said, always be feel free to share ideas for topics you'd like us to cover in future shows. So, what we're working on now and what's in the near future for Wizard Factory? Well, as I said before, we're focusing on remembering the tribe. That's what we really want to do first and foremost here with this. And that means building our community. So, the primary ways that we're going to be focusing on doing that will be via the Inner Sanctum, the Wizard Factory Inner Sanctum, which you can access through the as Brian mentioned, the initiation package will get you access to that. The Facebook group, as well as our brand new Discord channel. And then if you are on the second or the higher tier of Patreon, which I'm going to show you in just a minute, you'll have your own private exclusive channel inside the Discord as well, which will get first priority with our engagement as well. So let's talk about the Patreon for a second. I'm going to share my screen very calmly, as if I've done this many, many times. And there's my notes. So, here is our Patreon page. What you're getting is exclusive content, early access, discounts, private interactive group calls, and more. So essentially, there are two tiers. The first one is Wizard tier. This is $4.99 a month, and this is essentially the support us tier, if you will. There is a good bit of content here, but that's the primary focus of this, is just kind of a passive way of just supporting this channel. But you do get early access to new content when available. You will get a weekly shout out on our podcast and on our show. You will get patron updates before anyone else about everything going on with us. Of course, you will also receive the Inner Sanctum access if you didn't already. You'll get a comprehensive list of both mine and Brian's personal learning resources, essentially all the YouTube channels, teachers, you name it, living or dead, that have influenced us in a very impactful way. And as I said, just essentially support our mission and help us grow our outreach, because creating quality content is a lot of work. It is a full-time job, and so every bit helps, and we appreciate that. And then we have our tribe tier, where you are our family. You're dedicated to the path. Only the few have this level of resolve, but you are determined to go all the way. This you're going to get what is essentially focused on private calls with us, interactive group calls. That's in a much more intimate and I would say curated, safe space kind of environment for men and women, but of course anyone to be very potentially vulnerable and just build that kind of camaraderie there, and tackling all the many diverse challenges and things that life may have. So again, the focus will be those calls, whereas one is more of a hangout, kind of a group rune reading and Q&A sort of, more of that interactive. Whereas there will also be the live under the macroscope, which those of you familiar with the podcast may have seen. We've done about 3 episodes starting that series there, but we're going to be moving that here, as you see, to the Patreon, where it will be kind of a interactive episode, if you will, where we'll be covering those things, but then really, focusing on that group aspect, as well as some kind of astrological insights from Brian, which is always very useful. You also get 10% off all courses, merch, and consultation services. So if you are a big fan of what we put out, then that would be of great value to you. And as I said, that exclusive Discord channel, and of course everything that you get with this as well will come with that. So that is in a nutshell what we're offering. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this? Is there anything that you would like to see added to make these things more valuable? And let us know in the comments there. But we're also going to have this special limited time offer. I don't want to spend too much time getting into that, but if you go visit our Patreon, go and check this out, because the first several people to sign up will be getting some free bonus stuff. So go get that while it's left. All right, so moving on. So graceful here, I know. Let's see the comments. I say we got some good comments here. I'd love to collaborate. Okay, we're always down to keep an open mind with having people on and getting different points of view for sure. But I think, yeah, and then we were going to cover more on the astrology course and consultations, Brian, if you wanted to do that, and then maybe we can get into some Q&A for a bit and then wrap this up.
Yeah, so the astrology course I kind of talked about a little bit before, but again, it was the reason I developed it is because first and foremost, Vedic astrology has been, to me, the science of all sciences as far as self-development and transformation, and being able to understand myself and the world around me, being able to observe and understand cosmic law in a much more intimate way. And as I absolutely love giving consultations, I really do. But my ultimate goal is to be able to pass this knowledge on to others so they can apply it in their own lives and have their own insights and continue helping contribute to this vast science that has been growing for thousands and thousands of years. So if you are a person that's interested in learning Jyotish or Vedic astrology, I definitely encourage you to check that out. If you're a person that you're just wanting some astrological insight, but you don't feel like putting in years and years of dedication and study to do it, then a consultation might be potentially a better option for you. And I offer a variety of consultations, anything from personal, like development of the soul, to career, relationships, family. There's not too many subjects that I can't get into with astrology and gain insight and helpful advice from. So, any of those, like I said, all the information is available on the website. Just go to thewizardfactory.com and check that out. And I'll be putting more, astrological content and videos out. If you guys have been following the YouTube, I have been putting some out on there. and definitely check those out, especially my recent ones that I did. A talk that I did on Mercury. That's the creator, preserver, and destroyer. That's one I would definitely recommend everybody go check out. It's a very recent one that I put on there. But other than that, like I said, I'm just going to keep growing in the science and sharing the information more and more in depth as I go along.
Fantastic, man. I'm looking forward to that as well. I definitely think you're on fire with your astrology right now. I've been enjoying our private conversations very much about that.
Mhm.
So definitely excited to be learning more about that as well. So, guys, how are you liking this so far? What do you think of this new format? Let me know in the comments right now, and let me switch over there. So, display. There we go. Casey, actually, Brian is preparing to work on his own astrology channel. Not to spill your beans there, Brian, but she just mentioned that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can you kind of see from your end what the comments say?
No, it's too blurry to see.
Okay.
I'm too blind. I'm too
Maybe
blind to
maybe
see that
next
far.
time you can just have like
Yeah.
somewhere where you can read the comments, maybe from YouTube or something, or get the
Yeah,
restream
potentially I'll
link.
post. Yeah, or something like that. Get
Cool.
that figured out. But what was the question?
Well, they just Casey Reservoir, sorry, Casey Reservoir says I suggest a separate channel where you mirror just the astrological content. So actually, that's an interesting idea. She's saying mirror. I was saying he's going to be making his own, content specifically for that, but I'm sure certain videos we've talked about, you could just kind of rebrand the intro and outro and post it on both, you know.
Yeah, there'll definitely be some overlap because if you're being honest, when you're looking at the science of Jyotish, it's a science that applies in every area of life. And at Wizard Factory, we like to have a holistic approach. So I'll always be tying something astrological in the way that I articulate things and explain them. But I definitely want to also have another channel where I go far more in depth with that science for those who are interested in going further with it.
Cool. Uh, Domagoj says the format is great. Got to prep for the next Q&A. CTU Agent 247 says this is pretty cool. When I saw you guys were live, I had to jump on. I'm looking forward to watching more of these. Love the graphics too. Thank you. That took a while, and I'm very proud of how it all looks. So appreciate that. Let's see, Croatian name. That's cool. Are you tuning in? Where are you tuning in from? So let's see here. Probably wrap this up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. From Croatia. Very cool. Thank you for tuning in from all the way over there. And hello from the United States of America. So yeah, I think that's probably a good place to call it. I see too that I could have, because I'm realizing I can only read what's on the screen. I can't scroll up unless I had it in a new window, so I'm gonna want that up too as well. That way, if I missed any comments, I do apologize. But again, I thank you all for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. A little nerve wracking, I admit, but all good, and in the end for sure. And I'm sure it'll be a lot smoother next week. So we're excited to be having this new content coming out, and um, just to wrap it up here, if you're interested in anything we talked about, first of all, please do find us on all the other platforms. You can actually find our link tree in the links below, or I'll put them in the description below. But basically, yeah, find us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as Odyssey, if you know what that is. And especially check out thewizardfactory.com. There you can find all of our courses, consultations, content, pretty much everything. And get yourself that initiation package because it's free. There's just no reason not to, right? And just check it out. So thanks again for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys. I'm supposed to be, let's see, cueing some music here. Gotta keep it fancy. Hopefully that's playing. I think it is. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you next week in the next episode. But until then, be empowered, be inspired, and be encouraged. Thanks, guys. Bye. The outro. There we go.